Hey crafters, it's me Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and I want to share with you a really fun card today. It's going to be a really quick one. I'm going to bring you down to the table, show you a quick like two or three techniques, and then I'll be done. And of course it's the besties image. So let's get to it. I know that typically I show you how to make the entire card, but I got a little carried away. I'm creating this for not a challenge, but something that somebody wants to put together on a group in Facebook that I'm on. So this is a 5x5 piece of cardstock. I went ahead and inked, actually first I stamped this stamp, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. So all I did was just take the covering off, cover the whole thing in Versamark, and then put the paper right on top like that. And then I embossed it with white embossing powder so that you would get that look, that white look, and that when you inked over the top of it, it would resist. So these are the 4 colors that I used. Picked Raspberry, Peeled Paint, Dusty Concord, and Salty Ocean. And they're all Tim Holtz Distress inks. Not that that matters. You can use any kind of ink that you have. You don't necessarily have to use this kind. I just happen to use it. And then I had this tree, which I literally ripped off 2 of the branches because I thought it looked really cool. And I used this. It's what does it say? Pearl by Commotion. Pearl embossing powder. So it looks white, but when you emboss it, it turns like a, I'm hoping you can see because I didn't add any color to it, so that changes it a little bit. It picks up on the light and it's almost like a translucent but iridescent kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really pretty. It's a very light effect and it's not real glittery. It's more like just a bit of a sheen. And this one is one of Sherry Baldley's images, and she is called the Summer Bath Fairy, and she's image number 377. And she's adorable. I just love her. If you look really closely, you can see her little wings in the background. So cute. I never get sick of the besties. There's so many of them. You'll never run out of ideas. You'll never run out of images. I really want to put her on there, and because I didn't stamp the top of this, I want that part to kind of show, so I'm going to put her down here. And then I'm going to run, I got a big glob right here that I'm not, because I accidentally touched that darker blue right there. So I'm going to just kind of hide that with the branch coming off this side, and then to make it match and to balance out the card, I'm going to put that branch coming on that side. So that's my idea. That's how I'm going to put it together. I'm going to use some glue that I have in here to glue her down. Normally I would pop dot her up and do some really fancy stuff, but I have to mail this card, and I think they're gonna want to photocopy it or something, or make a book out of it, I think. Anyway, I know a real lot about it, don't I? It's for a very special woman on Facebook. Her name is Tiffany, and she's gone through a lot of struggles this past year and continues to struggle with her health and things that she's been going through. And without getting too much into it, she deserves so much better than what she's been through. And I know that God's probably giving her a path with all of this, although we don't normally always see it at the time. But I really think that He's building her up for something great. So it sucks now, but hopefully in the future we'll get to see what the whole reason of her suffering was. I'm trying not to hold it down completely all the way across. I do want some of them to kind, like this part, to kind of just stick up a little bit, because I think that's a really cool effect too. You don't want the whole thing to stick down. It looks more realistic when they kind of poke up a bit. So then you can kind of see how that turns out. If I hit the light just right, you can see the sheen on those leaves. It's kind of like a little fairy world where she's just off in her own world, having a grand old time. And specifically, I picked this because on the back I'm going to write a really cool quote, like something that will help her remember to stay focused on God and stay focused on the positive things and the blessings in her life when things get really difficult. And I think that's the whole point is, you know, spread the joy and uplift people. So I'll see you guys next video.